Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again for another edition of the Windy City Breeze. And ladies and gentlemen, oddly enough, on a Wednesday, schedule just kind of fell well together. We got the squad in the building. Yeah. Yo, the man, the myth, the legend, formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan Adon, always coming through. Of course, the super producer Joel Holt back there.
What's
looking
happening?
super today. And Jordan JC bringing up the rear. Is that wild?
How's it
going,
going?
guys?
Already?
Yeah, is that wild already? Bringing up the rear?
All right. What?
That could be in favor of him, actually, if you think about it. Hey, we got a lot to get into on today's show, man. Chicago Bears are getting some love from a very interesting national pundit who I don't agree with a lot of his takes, but Nick Wright believes that the Chicago Bears could be a Super Bowl contender. Mike Clay giving his best Chicago or best rookies and how they're going to perform. And I'll be honest with you, having two Bears in the top 5 on this Mike Clay list got me a little bit excited. And the best 3 Bears that is being reported right now on the team from PFF. They have their 3 best players from the entire NFL. And the Chicago Bears got 3 on that list, and we'll talk about them as well. Of course, the Pacers losing yesterday. Tough loss. Tough loss by the Pacers.
Bad loss.
Bad loss by the Pacers. Because you might not get another one. All that more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. I know some of you guys think that you're subscribed and you're just enjoying the content you're watching, but you may not be subscribed. So hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys tuning in and showing love. Who's in the chat right now, Joel? Let's shout out the chat, Joel. That's Joel's thing. Who's first in here, my guy?
Number 1 is Popster68. Shout out to Popster. That's a new
Popster68. One short
Appreciate you, my guy.
of the number that we all were wondering about. You know what I mean?
Okay. Jay
One
next
short.
door
Shout out
is in here.
Popster68.
Crimson, you dig what's happening, my guy. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. That's another one of our regulars. Good to see you. Oxy Brodon. That's a new one. I like that. Yamin Street Sports. B Bills Senior Zai 4 times. Jesse Yoakum, Noki 5, Alex the Wiz,
Jesse
James
Yoakum in the building. What's going on, my guy?
Ryan Elliott and Mike Nice. What's good?
Shout out to the Breeze Nation in the building, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in,
Mac,
showing love. Yo, you know
Eddie
what's
Kane
funny?
Jr. There we go.
You know, Eddie Kane Jr. is in the building, bitch.
Is there a heart in the house tonight?
You know what's so funny is I love the people that watch this show. So when I did the skit the other day, I've got people in the comments literally just going, no one in Chicago goes, "Yer." Why are we saying "yer"? And I'm like, you got to watch the show, bro. Like, if you watch the show, you know why we say "yer." You know why I did that when there was a group of people around. It's like, but nobody in Chicago says that. He's like, I was trying to figure out what part of Chicago they was from. I was like, it's not a Chicago thing. Nobody said it. It's a us thing. I don't know whose thing that is, actually. I got it from AD. Is that a New York thing?
I'm today years old. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, they say.
Is that a New York thing?
What, Europe?
Yeah. Europe might be a New York thing.
No, that's a Baltimore thing.
Is that a Baltimore thing?
That's from the Y. That's old girl Snoop. Europe.
Oh, okay.
I think that's
all right.
Yeah. At least that's what I remember.
It's a us thing. Yeah, I mean, it's a us thing. That's
you
what
guys are doing. I just did it. So
I appreciate you joining in on it. Good sheep mindset there from the super producer. Hey, man, let's jump into this Nick Wright conversation. Love a good sheep, man. Love having a good sheep around. What does that mean? Let's jump into this.
Nobody knows
what it means. It's just provocative. It gets people going. Let's jump into this Nick Wright conversation, boys, because Nick Wright with some interesting statements that, listen, I don't know if he's trying to get on the endearing side of Bears fans or what your game plan is here, right? Because he knows that he's the bane of my existence for sure, because I've said it on so many of his takes. I mean, my God. But what I do love about Nick Wright is that Nick Wright comes with actual numbers usually to back his stuff up. I do respect that about him, outside of a lot of these dudes who are just like, oh, man, let me tell you right now, this is my opinion on it. It's like, why? Well, you know, I don't know. It's how I feel. You know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not how sports works. But Nick Wright coming out and talking about the Chicago Bears' possibility at being a Super Bowl contender right now. And I thought he had some interesting comments here. Goes on to talk about Caleb Williams and why he can win in year one. He says he has a tailor-made start to his career. Of the 7 teams projected to have the worst record in football, he gets 5 of them in the first 5 weeks of his career. I think a 7-2 start is absolutely on the table. This is my bold prediction forget guaranteeing the playoffs. I'm flirting with the idea. I think Caleb could lead the Bears to the Super Bowl in his rookie season. This Bears team is a playoff team with slightly above average QB play. They were a 7-win team last year, and they added Odunze and Keenan Allen. So in that weak NFC, with that type of momentum and not having to play any divisional games until the last third of his rookie season, I could see the Bears shocking everyone except me.
Yeah.
We know that he's big on the bold takes. It's kind of his thing. And I understand that. I do love the fact that I guess, he comes out with confidence on his takes, even though I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. But what I will say is this: setting the expectations of Super Bowl on Caleb Williams year one seems a little bit out of reach, in my opinion, just because I don't know how much they're going to let him do early in the season. I love the 7-2 prediction. I love everything about this because it means the Bears are going to the Super Bowl at the end of this season, right? But when you're talking about a 7-2 prediction to start the season, yes, there are going to be some tough teams on there. Yes, there's going to be some teams that we do expect you to beat. But this is how the NFL works. This is how the NFL works every year. There's always a team on your schedule that you're supposed to beat that you go out there and you don't beat. There's always a team on your schedule that you're not supposed to beat that you do go out there and beat. Does that happen early on in this season? I don't know. And I think that's going to be dependent on this coaching staff. And that's my biggest question. Do I think we have the talent on this team to go to a Super Bowl? Let's start there. This team, I believe, is talented enough. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. I don't know what Odunze is yet, but I would say we could throw him in there if we want to. Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift. Offensively, they're talented enough. Defensively, there's a really, really, really good defense on the other side of that. And we didn't have the pass rusher opposite of them. We heard from Courtney Cronin yesterday on the Chicago Bears podcast that the Bears do have an interest in bringing back Yannick Ngakoue. And we saw him looking like an absolute stud the other day. So you could be coming out with a defense that has Yannick Ngakoue and Montez Sweat bringing pressure. Hopefully Javon Dexter and Billings in the middle, and there's some development from Dexter. One of the best DB group in football, in my opinion, and a solid linebacking core. You have a team that can go out there and do it. But it comes down to what coaching staff, what about this coaching staff you have in place gets them to that level? What about Shane Waldron? Does Shane Waldron come in ready to go with Caleb Williams? Does he just let him go? Or does he start off like, okay, we kind of got to spoon feed this guy, let him figure things out? There's so many questions around the coaching staff for me that I'm nowhere near willing to even be talking Super Bowl on this. And let's not forget, we're still coming off of a season where, while, again, the fade and the beard look good, we feel like our head coach cost us a few games last season by not stepping in or by making decisions that cost the team wins.
Yeah, nah. When I look at this, I'm pretty much right on par with that because one, ultimately, can the Bears make the Super Bowl? I don't know about that. I mean, we saw Mark Sanchez go to an AFC Championship game, so I'm not gonna say that it's not possible. I mean, the Bears certainly got the roster on paper, to do so right now. But I mean, I think it literally just comes down to the coaching staff. We don't know what Shane's gonna do, and Flu's basically cost you a couple of games. What are the coaches' mindset gonna be coming into the season? Because listen, everybody's been raving about Shane, but hey, listen, we still got a couple of questions. This is pretty much the same offensive roster he had in Seattle, basically just recreating in Chicago. And by all means, we also said that he didn't live up to the potential he had with that team. So I mean, at the end of the day, can they possibly go to the Super Bowl? Yeah, but I mean, is this just a little bit of hype right now? Because I think that he's trying to get on Bears fans' good side. Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie, but
That's how it feels with me.
Bowl.
I love Alex in this mug. He said we know exactly what Shane gonna do. We letting that thing fly.
You ain't lying.
By the way, over 100 in the chat.
Oh yeah,
Over 100 in the chat.
I know.
86 on YouTube, 36 on Twitter. Twitter was cooking the other
It
day.
was.
Twitter was killing the YouTube side the other day. YouTube hit that like button. Twitter hit that like button. We're starting war in the Breeze community. I love it. We got competition.
When you
baby.
watching that?
We got competition. YouTube, Twitter, they be going at it, dog. I love it. Hit that retweet if you own, or what is it, X? Hit that retweet if you're on X. Hit that like button if you're on YouTube. Here we go. Anyway, what were you saying?
I think that we were saying that earlier. Like my initial reaction is like, can we at least get 4 games in? And if we go 4-0, then we talk Super Bowl. Like we haven't even hit training camp. We're at mini camps. But then what's funny is when you think about it, right? Ringo made a great point. The Jets they got far in the playoffs with a rookie quarterback. They had a dominating defense with Rex Ryan. But then when we thought about the love that they gave,
I was like, the Jets.
Yeah. But the love that the Lions got last year, they actually delivered to a point. They almost got to NFC Championship. The 49ers were always highly rated and got the commanded the respect. Last year, for example, everybody thought the Jets of last year with Aaron Rodgers was going to go somewhere, but he got hurt. But I don't know. It will be interesting to see that. That just means that we command the respect that Chicago finally gets that we have not really had in a long time. Even when the Bears were 12-4 in 2018, or was that 18? Yeah.
Oh,
18.
Yes.
It was like neglect. It was like begrudgingly like, all right, someone's going to root for the Bears to get to the Super Bowl. Other than that, it was like, we never commanded the respect of the national media. We've never seen this before, so that's nice. Appreciate it, Nick. Thanks for believing because, we'll take it.
To be honest with you guys, I'm about tired of all 3 of you guys right now.
Oh boy.
You're dousing the flames of all the Bears fans out there that want to believe in a meaty take.
Wow.
All right, not a meaty steak, a meaty take.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So I for one
you're going all
am
in.
backing Nick Wright. I'm all in, baby. Super Bowl or bust for us in year 1 of Caleb's reign. Let's go. No, in all seriousness,
those NFL commercials? Remember those commercials? Like every year, everybody's got a shot. The Super Bowl's coming through Hell's Hall.
That's right, baby. Got to go through us. No, you know what? In all seriousness, I think the reason why Nick one of Nick's good points was that if the Bears get off to a good start, right, they go 6-3 or 7-2, with the fact that this is a soft schedule to begin with, to kind of give Caleb some time to develop and get, used to NFL speed and the players around him. I think that they can get off the ground running. Now, another reason why I think this is actually a good take by Nick is the fact that you've seen people in the past do the very same thing in their rookie year. You've seen Russell Wilson, he mentioned, go to the divisional round as a rookie. You've seen C.J. Stroud last year go to the divisional round as a rookie. He mentions Andrew Luck, RG3, Big Ben making it to the conference championship.
Divisional is so different from Super Bowl.
I know, bro, but
that's a big difference.
Dan Marino went.
Come on.
I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I just think.
Who's the last rookie to go to the Super Bowl? What rookie? Is it Dan Marino?
No. What was Russ? Russ was year 2.
Russ was the second.
Burrow was year 2.
Russ was year 2, bro.
Burrow year 2.
That's a good question.
Who's on the
stat guy? Look that up for
I'll
us.
get on that. I'll get on that.
I appreciate that.
Rodney Henderson's like, let's win one game.
right. That's exactly, bro. Like, and that's my thing, right? Like, we're still so far out, and I get that people have to make hardline takes. I get that people are trying to put themselves on record now. And the reason that I'm not gonna lie, the reason you never really see me do these things where I'm sitting there doing bold predictions on like Super Bowl stuff like that. I do bold predictions on player expectations, stuff like that. But I'm not doing a bold prediction on the Super Bowl because there's so much that happens between training camp and a season. There's so much that happens between preseason and the regular season. There's so much that happens between week 1 and week 17. Like you're not betting on, you're betting on not only this Bears team being one of the best teams in the NFC, you're also betting on this Bears team being one of the healthiest teams in the NFC. And you hope for health, but it's the game of football. Yeah. It's not a collision sport. it's a car accident every single freaking play.
I mean, we seen who was that? Drake Greenlaw freaking tears Achilles in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and that's the other thing too, right? You got to get through the Super Bowl healthy. You know what I mean? Like, and so, but I mean, listen, if we got there, that'd be a whole different conversation. But I just think that, to me, I get it. You got to make interesting content. You've got to go on the show, and you've got to have bold predictions. You've got to have the major things to talk about. But this one, to me, is just it's putting the cart before the horse, because you haven't even seen what these guys look like in totality. Like this is, and I've seen Bears fans today just crowning Caleb Williams the next Pat Mahomes because of that throw that he made in whatchamacallit in OTAs today, where he's throwing it off balance. And yeah, I mean, so like I think that is, to me, that's a weird, it's a long jump from like, oh, he made a really nice throw in OTAs to like Pat Mahomes, here we go. Yeah, I mean, like I don't live in the hot take era. I know that that's the era that is cracking the most, but realistically, to me, when I look at this team, I'm not downplaying how good they should be. I'm not downplaying how much Caleb Williams should be able to accomplish. What I probably am downplaying is everything that goes into becoming a Super Bowl champion, the Bears having that right now. I think that takes time. And getting off to a great start in the season doesn't change that for you. If I'm not mistaken, weren't the Jaguars 7-1 last year?
They start off hot.
They start off very good.
Did they not lose their next 7 games?
Yeah.
Trevor got banged.
Tell it two seasons.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be able to get all the way through now.
But this is just talk. Like there's nothing else to talk about right now. They're just. It's easy.
But this is a full-on
this
is my hard line take. Here we come. Like he can't, like, you can't then pick another Super Bowl winner when you get to the season. Or you can't pick another team in the Super Bowl when you get to the season.
Right.
Like, if everybody's healthy, if everything stays the same, right now Nick's right team is the Bears versus, I think he said the Chiefs. I think he said Bears and Chiefs for the Super Bowl.
You know, that's his hometown team.
Yeah, I think he said Bears and Chiefs for the Super Bowl, which he always backs the Chiefs, and like it works because they've been so good. But
I like what you said earlier about this is all the talent that we have is great, but does Eberflus, does he actually step up? Because nobody's gonna lie. Did we all have any confidence when he was hired? Did we have the confidence that he was going to be the guy?
Nope.
And hopefully,
the beard gives me a little more.
I didn't like his demeanor at first. Yeah, he was more swag.
I called him Matt the mechanic. He looked more like a mechanic than a head coach.
You did call him Matt the mechanic. That's legit.
You look like a mechanic more than a head coach. But he's got the swag now. But does that translate to is he smart enough to get out of the way? And is this going to be a Shane Waldron thing where he handles the offense and then he just does he do a better job of managing? Because the issue is.
He's not going to get in the way of the offense.
But the issue is
he's a defensive-minded coach.
But it's still situational.
But he's still the head coach.
He's the head coach.
Right? You still got to make the call on fourth down. You still got to make those.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you still got to make the challenge calls. You're the head coach. You're not the defensive coordinator.
And I think that's the thing. He has to now, especially coming off of last season where we all agree that he's cost the Bears multiple games. He has to come in now with that mindset like, hey, I see what you're trying to do. On this 4th and 1, you talking about pass? No, we've been running the ball the entire time. We gonna run this QB sneaker, give it to DeAndre or whatever they want to do. He has to be the one to make that call and say, "Hey, this is what we're doing. I'm fine if we win and lose the game on this call because I made this. I was actually confident in this when I said it."
Yeah, and that was my thing last year with Flus. It wasn't that. My thing was always a stand on the decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like stand on what you're saying. Stand on what you're talking about. I remember last year he's like, well, we didn't want to go all. What did he say? He didn't want to when he benched Cody Whitehair. Oh, we wanted to go with the more experienced center.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, but
Cody Whitehair.
What? We got Google. We can Google how many snaps he's played at center. We can see that he's the more experienced center. Just stand on your decisions. So I don't know, man. Like my questions are not that the Bears aren't talented. I'd say this. I think that the Bears probably have a top 3 wide receiving core in the NFL. We just haven't seen Odunze at it yet. We probably have a top 10 tight end. We probably have a top 3, probably top 5 running game in the NFL.
Okay. There we go.
We probably have a top DB core. If you re-sign Yannick Ngakoue, I think you've got one of the top defensive lines in the NFL as well. It's a lot of top.
Yeah.
It's a lot of top. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that.
I mean, listen, it doesn't have to be wild. Doesn't have to be wild. I think that's acceptable. Oh, he's throwing the flag on. I'm challenging that. I'm challenging that. I'm challenging that.
I don't know.
I'm challenging that.
I don't know.
I'm challenging that. Y'all let us know if that was crazy. Y'all let us know if that was crazy.
I was gonna tell. I was debating.
It's the pause with Pat. It's like,
yeah, think about that. Yeah, think about that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, think about that one. But
I was going to. I don't know if I think offensive line is okay. I don't know if it's great.
Offensive line probably around 15 to 20 range.
Yeah, we still got some work to do.
Yeah, well, maybe that's where next year comes in as they improve.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, what I don't like. See, the thing is, yes, you can talk Super Bowl you want to, and if we have an okay line, and then we have an injury to that okay line, it goes back to a bad line instead of a great line degrading to a good line.
Yeah.
So I need to see, where we're at with that.
And just to mention, I know we asked this question before. You wanted me to look it up. The odds are not in our favor. So in all of NFL history, there has been no rookie quarterback that has won a Super Bowl.
Well, he didn't say win. He just said been to it. He just said the Bears would be in a Super Bowl.
Okay.
I know Marino's been there.
Marino's been there.
Marino's been there rookie year. I think most of these guys now. I think it's technicality rookie. Oh, maybe Russ was his rookie year.
No. Well,
no.
he won it. They went back to back, so he won it in his.
He won it
the first year.
No. He won it. No,
his second year they lost.
He won it in his second year because remember Sherm. Somebody caught the touchdown pass on Sherm. I believe in that first year. And that first one, Sherm was like, "Yeah."
Well, he won his first Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl the first year he went.
But I think that was the second year.
And
then
because he started over Matt. Because remember, Matt Flynn was there and they paid him.
Matt Flynn was there.
Yeah,
here's the official stat, guys.
Okay,
so the first was Sean King with the Bucs in 2000. No rookie's done it since 2010. So you had Big Ben with the Steelers in 05. You had Joe Flacco and Mark Sanchez that did it in 09 and 10.
They went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, or at least started. Or
Mark Sanchez was
Mark Sanchez was
Mark Sanchez ain't been in no Super Bowl.
He was an AFC championship.
He lost in the AFC championship to the Patriots.
I'm looking at this.
That's the wrong list there. Come on, stat guy. I can guarantee you Mark Sanchez ain't been in no Super Bowl.
We saw that. Because he went to 2 straight and lost.
Who went to 2 straight?
Mark was a 2000. No, I thought Brad Johnson was the Super Bowl quarterback for the Bucs.
But you said like a rookie quarterback been there. So he probably was on the roster. That's what I thought we were talking about. But I digress.
Oh, we got 200 in the chat, by the way.
Over 200 in the chat. 200. We got 124 on the YouTube side, 83 on the X side.
YouTube's winning today.
YouTube dominating right now. Hit that like button on YouTube if you have not done so. Hit that, I guess it is a like button as well over on the X side. If you're rocking with the content, appreciate y'all tuning in and showing love. Share this up. Tell your mama to tell your mamas, as Ringo used to say. Let's keep this thing moving along, though. Let's keep this thing moving along. And let us know your thoughts in the comments below as well. Do you feel like the Chicago Bears could be a Super Bowl team year one? Mr. Meaty's back there struggling, trying to find this. Trying to find out these rookie quarterbacks.
I haven't had a steak in a few days. I'm kind of
are you going through withdrawals?
Yeah, I might be a little deprived. Sorry.
The laugh was crazy.
I'm seeing things.
Let's keep this thing moving along, though, boys, because there is another list on here. And I'll say this. I think that the belief that Nick Wright has of Super Bowl is a little much. But the expectation of these young players being good right away, I think, is spot on. We saw Mike Clay of ESPN drop his list of projecting top 5 NFL rookie leaders by stat categories. And there's some really good ones in here. Talked about this today with Jason McKee over on the Chicago Bears podcast. Tap in with us over there as well. But right now, passing yards and touchdowns, he does have Caleb Williams leading the way. Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears, he has him playing 15 starts, 3,532 yards, 23 touchdowns. So still not breaking that 4,000-yard mark, but a pretty good rookie season, if I do say so myself. 3,500 yards, 23 tuds. Number 2 on the list. A little bit shocking for me, especially after hearing that he was getting cussed out at practice today. But J.J. McCarthy coming in number 2, Minnesota Vikings. 3,500 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 14 starts. That means Sam Darnold was so bad for 3 starts that they just couldn't wait anymore. Jaden Daniels coming in 3rd for the Washington Commanders, 3,457 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 15 starts. Drake May coming in 4th, 3,378 yards, 17 touchdowns, 15 starts. And Bo Nix bringing up the rear for the Denver Broncos, 3,165 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 14 starts. When you hear those numbers for Caleb Williams, leading the way among all rookies, but maybe a little bit underwhelming for some of the expectations that people are placing on him right now. Do you feel like this is a good number to have, tough number to have, good start to a rookie season, bad start to a rookie season? What are your thoughts?
Can you say just to search for Caleb one more time?
3,532 yards, 23 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm living with that.
I'm
living with that because
that 15 starts. It's not bad.
Yeah, 23 touchdowns and 15 starts.
Yeah,
because that's about around the Baker like what Baker did in his rookie season. That's around what Baker did in his rookie season. So I'm not mad at that. I think that when the conversation was first brought up for what the expectations were for him, I thought that was a good threshold. And listen, the weapons that he has on offense, again, we've always we've lamented the fact that Pauls has it so he doesn't have to come out and be Superman. So I think that the stats are right on par with what we should expect from him. We should expect from him coming up in this season. I'm not mad at it.
I don't disagree. I think it's I was looking at all of them, like DJ Moore, Rome, and Keenan. They're giving DJ about 1,000 yards, Rome 800 yards, and Keenan about 888. Each, like DJ with 7 touchdowns, Rome 6, and Keenan with 5 touchdowns, right? Swift, like all the guys that they're looking at, that's kind of what I was thinking. Because everybody's like, I'm like, it's not going to work. Like, unless they got the Caleb going for 4,000 or 5,000 yards passing, someone's not getting 1,000 yards, you know? So this is to me a balanced look at a projection. And by the way, these are projections.
These are projections.
You never know what happened, but that I like it. I mean, it sounds fine to me. I mean, if he plays 17 games, he could get closer to 4,000 yards, depending on how it works, or 3,900 if he has a couple, you know, mind you, what 3,500 yards is what, an average of 200 yards a game, right? Divide that by
something like
235.
235.
Yeah, 235 a game on 15 games, by the way.
But see, I think was this is a 15 game list. So if he plays all 17, it could change as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at the numbers, but is that the expectation that we have from the guy that's been labeled generation? That feels a little, not to say that it feels bad. Like, I think it will be a great thing if Caleb comes out. It's a great rookie threshold, but that feels to me like you probably started your season off. And I said this over on the Bears podcast as well. You started your season off and you didn't give him the full reign of things that he could go after. But you started your season off and you were trying to spoon feed him. And then by the end of the season, you're like, oh, he's ready to go now. I don't think you start this thing off with the reins on.
Right.
I think you start this thing off, Caleb. You go out there and you tell us what you can't do. And if that first game, maybe you throw, a couple interceptions that, okay, maybe he's not ready for everything that we're throwing at him right now. We need to rein it back. Like, I think when you're it's different when you're dealing with Justin Fields as the 11th overall pick that you knew had some things that he needed to work on versus dealing with the guy that yesterday we're talking about being a top 20 quarterback in the NFL already before he even gets a snap, right? Like, I think that you don't start this guy off in his career with the reins on. And we've seen that work. We saw that last season. There were no reins on C.J. Stroud.
No.
And C.J. Stroud went into it with his best wide receiver option as a rookie.
Nico Collins. Same deal.
This is a very different team here. Like, I'm not starting this thing. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Week 1 versus the Tennessee Titans. Like, I know, like, for some reason, some people are just going, "Oh, that defense still pretty solid." What defense? What's defense was y'all watching?
Yeah, I don't know what.
I didn't see a solid defense last season. I saw a struggling defense at best.
Not at all.
Like week 1, I'm not gonna lie. I get it. It's his first week in the NFL, but I do have high expectations for Caleb Williams. I have high expectations for him throughout the year because of the position that he's been put into. Let's not sit here and try to hold back Caleb Williams so that we're overwhelmed when something happens. If by the end of the season he's a 4,000-yard passer and he's got 28 touchdowns and 14 interceptions, whatever it is, guess what I'm gonna be? Whelmed.
No, I would say
I'm not gonna be overwhelmed. I'm gonna be whelmed because that's my expectation on the season.
I think that he's going to have the goal of trying to beat the rookie record. I think if 4,000 yards is probably
rookie record is
600
yards. It's whatever. It's I think
4,000. Somebody threw 4,000.
We never had a 4,000-yard passer.
Huh?
We've never had a 4,000.
No. I'm talking about
passer.
general. I'm talking about like Cam Newton and.
Oh, you talking about the NFL rookie passing record?
Andrew Luck, 4,374.
I think that's going to be his goal. I think his goal is going to be 4,500.
Yeah, but see, I'm okay. I'm not mad at that, but at the same time, that now goes back to what is Shane gonna do?
Yeah. Well, he's got. Well, I was watching some Shane offense.
McMahon. No.
Shane, yeah,
Shane back.
Yeah, it's funny. Good one. I was watching.
You know who Shane McMahon is?
I can't
no
remember
idea.
That was in my thought.
He has no idea who that is.
That's actually your era of wrestling.
It is, right?
Shane McMahon.
If Cena was sitting in his seat, he'd slap you in the face.
My point.
Not with them glasses on.
There's a lot of like bunch formations and unique formations that Shane Waldron uses, and then he uses a lot of the double tight end sets, if not 3 tight ends. So seeing how he's using his personnel, I saw a lot of routes where like the DK Metcalf tree, whoever that receiver is, I think that's the wrong position because I think Keenan's going to be that safety valve, and in the Lockett position is DJ Moore. The way that he's able to spread the ball like that, there's a lot of like if Caleb is able to make certain reads. There's a lot of big throws that like Gino was making to DK where there's a lot of big yards. So I could see stuff like they could have some games. I mean, again, the first 7 games aren't really that hard for the Bears, in my opinion.
A couple of them are. I mean, week 2 is going to be a challenge.
Week 2 is going to be a challenge.
There we go. Shout out to John. Dante Culper, who was one of my favorite quarterbacks too. In 2000, threw for 475 pass attempts, 3,900 yards, 33 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, sacked 34 times, and that is Caleb Sealand in his opinion. Now, mind you, Dante, 33 touchdowns,
33 touchdowns,
16 interceptions.
Touchdown. Okay, I'm looking at it
sacked 34 times.
So that's total?
He said that's his ceiling. He thinks that Culpepper. The whole point is that if you're a capable rookie quarterback, 35 to 4,000 is a reasonable
2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
But he also had Randy Moss throwing to him, so that can help.
It's also a different era of football. Like he kind of looking at it crazy. Like you got to remember, Brett Favre was winning MVP throwing like 30 interceptions a year. Different era of football. You know what I mean? Like, and they was letting that ball fly back then. Like it was like, we picked it off. Go get it back. Shout out Ron Holt in the building. Shout out Ron Holt.
I think this is a safe prediction. I'm gonna be honest. I'm with you on this, Pat. Yeah. I feel like, and also too because of the 15 starts. If you had a couple more starts in there, I mean, you could add on a good. Well, I mean, that's yards.
Shout out to Dan Tanner.
That's Dan Tanner in the building. Shout out my guy. We got something crazy coming your way. But no, y'all got 17 games, a lot of games. I don't think Pat Mahomes has played 17 yet.
I mean, that guy looking up. Obviously, the only reason why he wouldn't play 17 is.
Nah, it's because they had everything locked up. I think.
No, I didn't. Didn't he play like last season? He didn't play 17. Wasn't he hurt a couple games? Maybe he did start off 17.
No, I think it was what's his name.
I think Chad.
No, when Kelsey got hurt.
I know one. He hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
That's a good.
I know.
17 games is a lot of games. Like I actually respected this list for having like 15 starts, 14 starts because it's like, it's a lot of games. Like it's not a lot of dudes starting 17 games a year. Like you're gonna miss some. That's why I said last year, right? Like when everybody was having the Tyson Bagent argument, I was like, I want Tyson Bagent on this team. Tyson Bagent, a solid backup that can step in two 2 max games for me. Yeah, give me 2 max. Then by third game, they figure him out. Bring somebody else in. You know what I mean? But like, I want Tyson Bagent on this team because Tyson Bagent can go out there a couple of games and play and get you some wins in them. So no, I just think that this is like you said, Jordan. This is a safe prediction. This is not I think that this guy is the generational quarterback. I think he's really good, but also I feel like there's going to be rookie expectations on him. And I don't think that I come into this with maybe I was the only one. I knew CJ Stroud was better than Bryce Young.
Oh, before
last year, I was sitting there. I was like, "There's no way I'd select CJ. I wouldn't select CJ Stroud over Bryce Young." And everybody kept hitting me with the Ohio State quarterback suck. My God, and they do normally. But but I literally was just like, "There's no way you think Bryce Young is a better option."
Yeah.
So I wasn't. I was surprised to see CJ Stroud be a 4,100-yard passer, but I wasn't surprised to see him kind of. I was more surprised on it because how many games he missed last year? He missed 2 games, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he missed 2.
He missed 2 because of the, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I was more surprised at it because of that.
Yeah.
Like he was balling out week in and week out. And my thing is with these numbers, just I want to see him. I do want to see him, of course, accomplish the 4,000-yard passer accomplishment and finally break that, and then we can crown him the greatest quarterback in Chicago Bears history very easily.
I just want to see that.
And we're absolutely out of here instantly. But I think the bigger conversation is when you look at Caleb Williams, you can't sit here on one side of it and say, I think that this dude's going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And then on the other side go, I'm looking for 3,500 yards out of you.
I think what it is like to a certain extent, I feel like some people don't want to go the route.
They don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
Bears fans don't want to get hurt.
And then Mugs don't want to go the route of, because you got to remember, they did this with Andrew Luck. Remember, Andrew Luck didn't even play down. He was a Hall of Famer. First ballot.
I mean, I ain't going to lie to you. Andrew Luck was kind of on his way.
I mean, no.
College was nice.
He was on his way. He was on his way. He was definitely on his way, but it was like, he didn't play it down yet.
Yeah.
So we just didn't know. I think that's why everybody's kind of like trying to be patient, but still setting that expectation. Like, okay, if he does do this, like, okay, then he was who we thought he was gonna be. But yeah,
they are who we thought they were.
I mean, I think that with the fact that you already have Caleb learning the playbook ahead of time before he even got drafted, I think all of those things are going to cater towards him being prepared once the season starts, and then of course. With everybody saying Shane Waldron's going to let it fly, I mean, yeah, I expect these numbers to be kind of, like I said, safe, even if it's just 15 starts. By the way, if it's 15 starts, does that mean that we're making it to the playoffs? And we're sitting in because we've already made it our playoffs?
I mean, that would be great. No, that would no. There's no way he's sitting. There's no way he's sitting. The last game is the Packers.
No, they made those games count.
There's no way he's sitting.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
The only way he's sitting is if my video comes true. If we're 14-1 by the last 2 games, he might sit.
We already
Niners. We'll get
Tyson Bagent.
Packers, better.
The who?
Better.
I thought the receiving one was very interesting as well because we got 2 players in the top 5. He's basically saying the Chicago Bears have a top 5 rookie duo here. This is just among rookies. It's not among everybody. But receiving yards and touchdowns, he's got Marvin Harrison Jr. 1 right now, 1,121 yards, 6 touchdowns. Malik Neighbors is 2, 1,033 yards, 5 touchdowns. I don't know how the heck he thinks who's throwing it to him.
He ain't got no choice.
Who's throwing it to him?
Danny does.
Who's throwing it to him? In the red jerseys. In those red jerseys.
There we go.
Yeah, those are the
no stakes for you.
No stakes for you.
Oh, I'll find the steak. You can't stop me.
Those are the ugliest jerseys in NFL history.
Hideous.
They're the ugliest jerseys in there. I'm sorry.
Over the
Steelers, bro. Over the Steelers.
Steelers is up there, but that one is
over the
hideous.
Steelers.
Yes.
Because I feel like with the Steelers, the problem with the Steelers jersey is not that they're hideous, is that you just know that these jerseys were from a time where black folks were not on this team. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of, that's kind of how the Steelers jerseys go. But no, horrible. You guys suck. But Malik Neighbors, he's number 2, New York Giants, 1,033 yards, 5 touchdowns. Brian Thomas Jr. coming in 3 with the Jacksonville Jaguars, 814 yards, 5 touchdowns.
I can see that.
Keon Coleman coming in 4 with the Buffalo Bills, 810 yards, 5 touchdowns. And then Rome Odunze coming in 5. Chicago Bears, of course, 803 yards, 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns, also top 5 on touchdown from scrimmage. He's got Jonathan Brooks coming away with 8 touchdowns for Carolina. I don't know where that knows. But I guess he is the only option on that team. Xavier Worthy coming away. Xavier Worthy, Rome Odunze, and Marvin Harrison Jr., all 3 coming away with 6. So 2, 3, and 4, but really 2. And then Malik Neighbors coming away with 5 touchdowns. He's 5 on that list as well. I actually pushed back on this when me and J-Mac talked about this. And I pushed back on it because somebody has to take a L.
I just put the stats up there.
That was pretty quick. That was impressive.
Whew.
I don't know if anybody can read it, but
Well, sorry.
sorry.
Can't read it. God damn.
Probably need to darken those words up a little bit, man.
Oh, Lord.
And put those in black or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, you do what you do. But no, I think that I love the live editing of the show.
There you go.
Oh, now we can see him. Look at there. Look at this guy here. You know what I'm saying?
This
Big
guy gets
Romy Rome's in the house. Watch your mouth. It's the wrong yards, but
I just
but,
said 800. I was like, I was scrolling
You're
through
not
that.
giving him the 3. You're
I'm
not
like,
giving him the
What
3.
if the 3 is at the red zone?
You
Yeah.
bastard.
I'm like, it's a
if we don't make the playoffs because he stops 3 yards short on a game-winning touchdown, we will run this clip back and we will be on your heat.
You know what? No, we're going to do our own projections.
You ain't lying. We need something.
1,500 yards
We need something.
For wide receiver 3?
for wide receiver 3.
No,
Goodness.
and here's, I will say this. I push back on Rome getting 800 yards. And here's why I push back on it. Because there's already a chemistry being built with Rome. There's already something in Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze's game that people are already talking about, right? Hey, the chemistry with them two reminds me very much of the chemistry that we talked about last season with Justin Fields and DJ Moore. When we're just like, there's clearly something there. That's what we've talked about and we've seen from Rome and and Caleb to this point. I think that speaks to Rome being a bigger part of this offense than probably Keenan Allen.
I'm telling you, I think
Really?
he's the DK Metcalf.
I think that
Keenan's the decoy.
I think
decoy.
I don't think that
he's a
Keenan's,
safety valve.
I don't think that Keenan's the decoy, but I think that you will see. Yes, he's the guy that to me Caleb will be most comfortable with, and because of that, you'll see him be able to get more yards. You'll see him be able to get more opportunities, especially if things kind of go. You know, if there's a play that ends up going awry and stuff like that.
Shout out to C-Rod.
And I would love for this to just listen. At the end of the day, the problem is we're dealing with 3,500 yards, right? To pass around. Just give me a 45.
I would say 45.
I'm just saying.
45.
Give me a 4,500 yard season. Let's do this thing like Joe Burrow did. Let's just get 3,000 yard passers in there. You know what I'm saying? We had Tyler Boyd, we had T. Higgins, we had Jamar Chase. We just fly all the way to the Super Bowl. We're gonna take Soldier Field, and then we're taking Arrowhead, and then we're taking,
and we're going to Dallas Hall, and then we're going to Soldier Field. Yeah!
Lost an entire election. C-Rod said this is Seattle's wide receivers last year. DK 66 catches, 1,100 yards basically, 79 catches for Lockett. He had 894 yards, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Last season, gotta really pronounce that Jigba on that Njigba, because it'll get you in trouble.
I would say
63 catches, 628 yards.
No, but this is the thing. We're not factoring in how good the defense is if there's short yardage, if it's a short field.
Yeah,
we're not factoring in if the return game helps.
It's going to be a pivotal part of you saying.
No, that's punting the ball. That means we didn't do a good job. We have to punt the ball away. We're talking about
just trying to get his name in there.
Yeah, I know. Nice try. I gotta get the credits, but we're not factoring in if the defense could give us a short field. Is my point. If you're averaging a 40, if we are at the 40-yard line, for example, or we get some takeaways and we're at the 20 and we're in the red zone like that, there might be a lot of even the touchdown numbers that this projections are 7 and 5 and all that stuff. They are kind of pedestrian, but We don't. That
I mean, not really.
But when
for
you compare
rookies.
that, but when you compare that to Seattle,
touchdowns?
then what was Seattle's defense? My point is, how does the defense help the offense? Is all I'm saying. There might be a greater play in this that they actually have a better offense if the defense does its job.
I don't think
I think too with the Bears defense, I'm right with Joel. Like I don't think I don't think you're going to be seeing like a lot of passing yards. I want
Really?
listen, if they get the 4,500, cool. If they get the 4,500, cool. I think DJ's gonna get his 1,000. I think Keenan's gonna be close. I think he'll be I think he might miss a couple of games. So I think Rome will be able to step in. So he may get close to the 8, but with the way I feel about this defense and what they did coming off of last year going into this one, I don't see Rome getting the 8.
What is it about Shane Waldron's offense? Y'all think that he's not going to be passing this month?
I think he's going to be.
I'm not saying that he's not going to pass it, but he done had this caliber of defense in Seattle that he does in Chicago.
Oh, you're saying basically that it's going to be a Mitch Trubisky situation. Every other play, you're starting off in positive.
It might be.
He's got a short field.
Might be, especially because of the first half of the season.
Yeah,
you might be seeing a lot of that. And the thing is too, Caleb could definitely drive the ball down the field.
Oh, we know that.
Mitch couldn't do that. So I mean,
Mitch let it go on one, and then it got dropped.
Never saw it again.
Javon Wims.
Aired it out and they're not anymore.
Javon Wims.
But yeah, I just think I don't see a lot of it, just especially because of the games that they're going to be playing at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, we'll see what it ends up being, man. I think it's very interesting now the kids here. I appreciate you guys tuning in, showing love. We'll see you guys later. No, I'm kidding. But I look at. I'll say this: the combination of having a top 5 rookie quarterback, the top 5 rookie quarterback, the number 1, and a top 5 wide receiver, that speaks to a lot of future.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's why, to me, I see Rome. I can see Rome surpassing this number yards wise, because I just believe that. I don't know if Keenan Allen's a long-term piece. I love that Keenan Allen is here. I would love for him to be here for a few years. I would love for this not to be a 1-year deal. I would love for this to be, but there is the aspect of this that Caleb Williams is going to have a favorite wide receiver. Every quarterback has a favorite wide receiver or a favorite tight end, right? There's a reason that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce were able to still work when Tyreek Hill dipped. They've now won, 2 Super Bowls since Tyreek Hill has been gone?
Yeah.
There's a reason that still works. My chemistry with this dude right here is through the roof. I can find him. Travis ain't even running routes. Y'all ever see him out there?
Well, he's
but
they have little
fix this off zone,
and they have
it's literally he'd run 5 yards.
But I hear you. But do you know what kind of chemistry you got for there to be kind of a route there and you just don't run it, and then you just open and your quarterback just goes, I see you.
Well, it also helps having an all-pro future Hall of Fame tight end too.
Yeah.
That joker can catch the ball.
I mean,
yes, but I have to know where to look for you through the chaos.
You gotta
I have to know where to find you at.
It's a special relationship because it's a special.
If I'm not mistaken, the play that they won the AFC title game on, he wasn't supposed to be down there.
Yeah,
he just was like, it's open.
So real quick, we were just looking up.
He down there somewhere.
We were looking at the rookie years of Randy Moss and Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald had 780 yards receiving with 8 touchdowns. And Randy Moss had 1,300 yards,
17 touchdowns.
With 17 touchdowns.
Yeah, Randy Moss was ridiculous.
Yeah. But we're putting Rome in between the two of these guys.
Yeah.
In terms of the height, the size, but the speed. So, it's not – I think it's feasible.
How tall is Randy? He is Randy pretty much.
6'4".
I was going to say he's Randy pretty much. But now he got to play like Randy.
He's the fastest.
Randy's 6'4", 210. He's 6'3", 212.
I don't think Larry Fitzgerald was faster than Randy.
No. I know
Oh.
that's saying the in between, but 780. And mind you, who was throwing to him though? Because that does make a difference.
In what year?
For
You talking about
Fitzgerald,
Randy?
Fitzgerald's rookie year was that Kurt Warner?
That was Kurt, wasn't it?
Was it Kurt?
No, Carson came way before. I mean, way after.
Carson Palmer.
Yeah, Carson Palmer Larry.
He said Carson. Carson Palmer came way before.
Larry Fitzgerald.
No,
No, he
Carson
didn't.
Palmer.
I mean, way after. Way after.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Carson Palmer was on the Bengals, bro.
Yeah, but
That was with Ocho.
that was with Ocho.
That's after.
Who went to?
I thought it was Kurt there.
No, Carson started on the Bengals.
Right now, I'm
The chat. Oh, by the way, we got 300.
Over 300 in the chat. Oh, the YouTube side still ahead. That was crazy. The switching of the cameras. It almost gave me a stroke. The YouTube side 167, the Twitter side 137. We got a competition here, boys. Who's gonna win it by the end? Hit that like button. When you hit the like button, it pushes it out to more people. And if you're on the Twitter side, hit that retweet. When you retweet it, pushes it out to more people. Y'all know what I'm saying. I'm with you on that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think that it's so crazy to say, but when you talk about Rome Odunze, oddly enough, one of the few people that you can compare him to, because I was like, how many wide receivers have been built like this? And I think Randy was slimmer. Yeah. Randy, I want to say, was like 200, maybe 205.
Yeah,
his rookie season.
Yeah,
but there's not a lot of wide receivers you can compare Rome Odunze to coming in. You can't compare him to DK. Somebody was like DK Metcalf, and I was like, I was like, one, he's a better route runner than DK, but he's smaller in every metric.
Well, DK is 240. He's a linebacker or tight end.
Yes, bro.
That's Vernon Davis.
And what
DK
is DK?
And Vernon Davis on the
what
same
is DK? 6'5", 6'6"?
He's like 6'3", 6'4".
Is DK 6'3", 6'4"?
He's in the same. Yeah.
I thought he was taller than that.
No. DK is 6'4".
Yeah.
DK speed is crazy.
Yeah, bro.
DK definitely faster than Rome.
For
DK
sure.
ridiculous.
For sure.
I still remember that chase down. That was a great moment.
Wow. Yeah.
Can't do that no more though.
Ringo, you correct. I flipped it. So 05, Kurt Warner was the Arizona quarterback, and then
dang it, I know what I'm talking about.
Calm down. Who was 04?
It was Carson Palmer. No,
in 04?
No,
Kurt Warner was in 05.
It was.
Who was in 04? The rookie year was for 04.
Kurt Warner.
It was Kurt.
That's what I was double checking. But you said Carson Palmer.
No,
y'all said Carson Palmer.
I was saying Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer.
You don't have it right.
You ain't got the answers, me.
Oh, no, we don't got it right. Dang, bro.
I backed it up and it was him. Sorry.
Whoa.
Reversed it. I flip a thing down, flip it, and reverse it. But
no, buddy.
What?
That's
so challenging.
You did what? You did what? You did what? It was who?
I don't approve of that. Man.
Let's move on.
Hey, yo,
that's crazy.
that is insane work right there, my guy.
I'm trying to support you. This is how you do.
Yeah, that's exactly how we do. Let's get to this. Let's get to this list of I appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button if you haven't done so. Subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's get to this 3 best pairs.
Josh McCown
was okay. That
Josh
makes a
McCown
difference.
was his rookie quarterback.
That makes a difference.
That's crazy work.
That makes a difference. Okay,
that makes a big difference.
That makes a big difference.
Let's get to this 3 best Bears based on the PFF list. This is an interesting list. Ringo pulled this one up for us. The Bears, or PFF gave basically their top 3 players on every team. And the Bears kind of, the names, I'm not mad at the names because they're really good players, but I was a little surprised. Jalen Johnson, DJ Moore, Montez Sweat.
Wait. He said, did the man rap some Missy Elliott? Like that line was better.
Hey, bro.
But they definitely reversed it.
What? Hey, he did start rapping Missy Elliott, didn't he? He did start rapping Missy. That was a wild transition, bro.
Why do you use that bar?
A wild transition, bro. But no, I mean, DJ Moore, Montez Sweat, Jalen Johnson coming in as the 3 best Chicago Bears on this list. Now, listen, I love DJ. I get it. We're talking longevity and all of that. Keenan Allen's a better wide receiver than DJ Moore.
Thank you.
There's no question about it, guys.
Thank you.
There's no argument. There's no debate. What are we doing? I love DJ Moore. I love and listen, if we're talking about on the field, we're splitting hairs. they're both ridiculously good wide receivers.
Yes.
They're both ones. Yeah.
But Keenan Allen is a better wide receiver than DJ Moore. Let's not get blinded by the love here, PFF. Montez Sweat on the defensive end. I think he's one of our best players. That makes sense. Jalen Johnson.
Well,
I wasn't.
I mean, who else would you put on there on the defensive side?
This is my thing.
Edwards?
look, there's only 3
I
Bears
said-
that is great.
I would probably put TJ Edwards above Jalen Johnson right now.
Look,
I'm not
there's
gonna
only
lie to
3
you.
Bears that's greater than everybody.
Tremaine?
Caleb Williams.
Oh, here we
Hey,
go with
Caleb.
Dylan.
Hey, I'll tell you who's better than everybody right now. Ditka, and god dang Ditka. Don't you disrespect Ditka. If you had to get on the field and you had these 3 guys going up against 400 mini Ditkas.
Mini Ditkas?
Mini Ditkas.
That's scary.
That's
1'2" Ditkas.
Wow.
Who you picking to win?
What did he say? It was the Pittsburgh Steelers against just Mike Ditka. It was like 403-27.
Yeah. No, I guess I sat here and I'm not mad at Jay. I'm not mad at any of these Bears.
How about
being
this?
on the list.
How about this?
Here's,
Wait.
here's
How
the
about
thing.
this?
Here's the thing. We can debate this.
I was gonna say, well, how about
I love that.
What's everybody's 3 top Bears? There you go. What's your top 3?
If I would probably say Keenan Allen, I would say Montez Sweat, and I would say TJ Edwards. I think TJ Edwards was one of the best players on the football field.
I keep forgetting to get the dog
the entire time. I mean, like I think that how he impacted the game, especially when Tremaine Edmonds kind of underperformed early in the season, kind of came on a little bit late. You were looking for something from that linebacking crew. I think he gave you the spark first, and then him and Jack Sanborn turned into something really nice last year. TJ Edwards, to me, is probably on this list to me. And it's not the reason he's not on this list is because that's not a sexy name to throw out there. The outside linebacker is,
solid for,
but it gets the
tackle.
job done.
Breeze Nation, give us your top 3 Bears players?
I
like KFC, Caleb, Sweat, and Wright. Well, now Caleb, I got to see a little bit of Caleb before I just throw him up there at the top. But like Darnell Wright being on that list, I love it. What you got, Ringo?
Yeah, I got Keenan, I got Montez, and I actually got you know what? Give me Jalen Johnson. Because at the end of the day,
Jay Jett is a great name.
he got
He
got paid.
Yeah,
he got paid. So by all accounts, you better be one of the best players on this team. You wanted your money, you got your money. Now it's time to go ball.
Yeah.
So that's my 3.
I don't
me.
Yeah, you, Meaty. What's going on?
I thought it was all right. Well,
John Doe's the punter. He better be. You
I
got
swear to
right,
God, John
be.
Doe, you read my mind literally because I was going to go Keenan Allen, Montez Sweat, and Tory Taylor.
Oh, you bastard!
Literally, I was going to say
bastard.
Tory Taylor. If Tory Taylor does his job 100% of the time, Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
I say no more. I say no more. You all think I'm changing my list. Tory Taylor's number 3.
You really got Tory Taylor on this
I got
list?
big Tory Taylor.
You
action.
wasn't joking.
Okay, God. Okay, Caleb, Keenan Allen, and Montez Sweat. Jeez, you got it out of me.
You got
okay?
Caleb as best player
Yes,
already on
by
this
the
team.
by the end of the season, I think Caleb is going.
Well,
he
this-
has to be. I mean, the
Yeah,
quarterback is the most
he
important
does have to be.
position. He has to be.
Yeah.
He does have to be. Yeah,
It's got to be him. Yeah.
He can't
fire
shut
him.
Boo that man.
Boo that man. Joe, what you got for your top 3?
I think I will go with DJ Moore, Sweat, and I want to say Caleb, but like at the moment, Wright.
Darnell
Wright.
Wright. I'm not mad at
And by
Darnell
the end
Wright.
of the year, it'll be Caleb.
That's crazy. No, y'all all really think Keenan Allen is not better than DJ Moore?
As it stands right now,
Oh, I think Keenan.
they're both
said
they're on
Keenan.
par. I mean,
Oh, did you? I thought
we
you
have a
said
good
DJ.
problem.
That's it, Keenan.
We have a good problem here. There's a
No,
lot of talent.
he's
here's-
younger.
Here's the
Because he's
thing.
younger.
Here's the thing. We can argue this list.
Right, that's the good thing.
Last year,
That was it.
he wasn't even here. There was no him,
Who would it be last year?
and it was just him and him.
And no, we wouldn't even put.
And I ain't even know about him yet.
We weren't even putting him on the list.
He wasn't even intercepting
It
footballs
was
yet.
Fields,
Justin,
Moore,
DJ, and
Maybe TJ
Brisker.
Yeah.
Probably
Brisker.
Quan.
Yeah. We have a lot of talent on the squad now.
Yeah, we can debate this list now. I love that. We doing this Pacers thing? We doing this Pacers thing?
I mean, I've done made the graphic.
I love the Joel's thing. It's never like I leave you one more. It's like if I made this graphic, you gonna talk about it.
Well, I was hustling this whole time trying to get this thing going, man.
Oh man, we appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. What we at? 157, 145.
Nice.
YouTube barely winning. Looks like Twitter's bringing up the rear. Which is not something that you want to have happen on Twitter. I'll tell you that right now. Twitter is a dangerous place if you don't keep your feed clean. You got to watch yourself. Appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's finish it off here, man, because this is the only channel to talk Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. We did all the Chicago stuff. Now, oh my God, what happened? The Indiana Pacers fall to the Boston Celtics, and you put the score backwards there, Joe. Indiana Pacers fall to the Boston Celtics, 133, 128.
You know what happened? I had to
did nothing but praise your production all day, and then and this guy dropping the ball here. And the reason that we titled this Pacers loss reaction instead of Celtics win reaction is because I'm still trying to figure out how the Pacers found a way to lose this game down the stretch. I mean, some inbound plays that are just questionable, some lackluster attacking of the ball from out of bounds, turnovers everywhere. Yeah. Now it was turnovers everywhere on both sides, but
yeah,
my God, like this is a gut punch to me for the Pacers because one, you already knew the NBA was going to make it hard for you to win. We know how this thing goes. We know how this thing goes. The NBA was going to make it very difficult for you to win, so you needed to win a game. And on top of that, you were right there. And it was your mistakes that killed you down the stretch. What are you doing?
What is that? Wait for it to switch. Bing. There you go.
I like how it
Bing.
It shook a little bit.
Done. There you go.
What were your thoughts on last night's game? And the controversy around this that we've had on this is, should Rick Carlisle have opted to foul Jaylen Brown in that corner before Jaylen Brown puts that shot up? And I don't know what Pascal Siakam was doing with his hands there. His hands were like tucked into his backside.
Bro,
I was like, what's going on?
I don't get it. I just think that, I mean, dude, they have the game in hand. I think that this is definitely a gut punch. Because of the simple fact, if you look at all the stats, all the starters were in double figures, and you got production off your bench. By the way, TJ McConnell, bro, best backup PG in the league.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's not be a prisoner of the
backup
moment.
PG in the league.
Let's calm down.
I gotta think of one.
Let's calm down.
Yes, think of one.
TJ McConnell is the best backup.
Who's the best
point guard
backup
in the
PG
league?
in the league? Now I got to think of one though. It just felt wrong. I had to whoa it.
But
I had to whoa it.
No, that's a challenge.
That's another. I guess we can talk about that for another day. But yeah, you got all the production from everybody that you needed to, and Jason Tatum 2 dumb shots at the end, almost basically giving you the game.
Yeah.
Our main point. Or at least my main point this whole time, Jaylen Brown basically has to catch, turn, and then fire. You had enough time to foul. You didn't. And my whole thing was we thought you would have learned from that in the Milwaukee series because you had Chris Middleton hit 2 back-to-back threes and sending in a double OT in that one game, and you didn't learn your lesson, and that probably cost you the first game in this series.
No team fouls though.
Hey, I'm with you, PK. I'm with you with that one.
Just because I'm
taking Russ all day
doesn't mean that it's not a smart strategy.
I think here's the thing. To me, it's not a smart strategy, and I'll tell you why. Because we talked about this. Now you're playing the free throw game. Who's more likely to knock down a 3-point shot? Now you're playing the free throw game. Now you're sitting here trying to go back and forth, free throw for free throw, free throw for free throw. I foul Pascal Siakam. I'm putting him at the line the second the ball comes in.
Pascal Siakam going inbound.
That don't mean he can't run in. He got to run. He got to run on the court.
You got TJ McConnell.
I'm grabbing Pascal Siakam the second he run inbound.
You got TJ.
Right.
Hey,
I
I can pick who I want to foul.
I'm just saying.
Hey, I got two dudes hovering
we playing a
Pascal.
free throw game. Like, let's be real. Like, I'm just not finna let you sit there and get that shot up.
On that shot, I don't believe that he could have grabbed him anyway. I don't think that there was enough time for him to grab him. I think he was rising up before he had an opportunity to get him. But I don't know, man. Like,
you talking about on Jalen's
game time.
Siakam said he intended to foul him, but he didn't want to because he didn't want to risk fouling him and give him a 3-4 point.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like, so he wanted to foul,
but by the time he's in position to like wrap him up, Jalen's pulling up for the three, so he's trying to get his hands out of the way. That would have been 3 shots. He's at the line. You got the lead anyway.
Fam, you let him. Boom, boom. Oh man, now I can't. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's a quick game, Ringo. I don't know if you noticed, they kind of fast.
And we found, bro, like, bro,
it's a fast game out there, dog.
Fouled, dog.
Yeah.
You just could have fouled.
I don't know if you could have fouled in that situation. I'm not even a fan of fouling in that situation because here's the thing. Fouling in that situation basically, to me, means that you think that they have a capability of knocking that shot down every time. I think he's in his face. Now, here's my thing. Put your arms up. Why are your arms behind you? Yeah. That's my biggest thing.
That would help.
Yeah. I don't get the arms behind you. Put just here. You're like 6'11", brother. He's like 6'9", but still. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather see you contest the shot instead of just putting your face there with your hands in your back pockets that you don't have. But I feel like the Pacers' biggest issue in that game, at least to me, was just that game wasn't lost on that last second shot. That's just what got it to overtime. No. That game to me is lost on the amount of turnovers that you're having throughout the game, the lack of defensive intensity that we saw for a good chunk of that game. The Pacers want to outscore you, and they were trying to outscore a team that has 2 guys that can score the basketball really well. Yeah. You're not going to outdo Boston offensively. You have to make some kind of defensive impact. And to me, that's what they did in the last series. That's why they're here right now. In that last game, everybody talk about how they shot the basketball. Yeah, you shot the basketball phenomenally in that last game.
Phenomenal.
But the defense was still there.
Beautiful shit.
You made Jalen Brunson struggle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest difference.
Defense is always key. I mean, if you don't have – that's always going to be the factor. Like, that's what's surprising about Minnesota for what they did, like, in the beginning of the year, the moves they made where it's like, oh, they got Gobert, and what do they do all that for?
Yeah.
And it's paying dividends. I do. When we had a good squad, we had a good defense. And even in our Jordan heyday years, we turned up the defense.
Yeah, it was all about defense back in the day.
Take a shot.
Defense still.
Than ever. I mean,
shut up.
In-score game was in the 90s. So, of course, it was more about defense back then.
Okay. When was Derrick Rose? 2010. Defense. Been a good defense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with Pat also with the turnovers. I think that was one of the things that kind of was to Indiana's downfall. That's uncharacteristic of them. They committed the second most turnovers they've had in a game all season with 22. And then even like the final, I want to say 5.5 minutes of the fourth and overtime, they had more turnovers than field goals. So got to clean that up. That's where I think the game was lost.
Yeah. So like when I get in shape and when I beat Paris, it's all about defense. I'm gonna lock him down.
Paris is about to go in the gym and murder you now.
No, he's not. He's too little.
Wow.
I'm gonna lock him down.
We got to get footage of this.
You won't be able to score.
I saw it live. It wasn't pretty.
No, I was old drinking. I know Paris.
I don't know if you know this, Joe, but you're older and still drink. He said I was old and drinking.
I was out of shape
60% of the time.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. That worked. It worked. Works every time.
Yeah. Push that push that CAP button. That's what you need on that one.
Right.
Hey man.
Uh-oh. CAP.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We got a dip because the next game I believe is underway right now, and I'm watching that.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Ant-Man is on the way, baby. So Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love for the man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefanadon. Oh, we got a 20 minutes or 15 minutes, I should say. For the man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefanadon, the super producer, Joel Holt, and of course, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Bear down, one love, C-Red, go White Sox, hard hawk hockey.
Go
and
Cubs,
Go Cubs, go, baby.
go Cubs, go.
Yeah, how's that working for you?
It's going
Bro,
good.
we
just beat the
we
we
gonna
just
be
beat
all
the
right.
team
What are
yesterday.
y'all doing right
We just
now?
won
Absolutely
yesterday.
nothing.
What are y'all
Absolutely
doing
nothing.
now?
Absolutely nothing.
Don't argue with it,
Okay,
Ringo. We
okay.
just won
But
yesterday,
we're not even
bro.
trying.
We won yesterday.
We're not even
Come on,
trying.
man.
That's bad.
Yo, it's bad. Eloy got hurt running to another base. Oh, by the way, are we still live?
Yeah,
are we still live?
Still live.
Put this camera over here. Dang. He's not a Major League Baseball player. You cannot play Major League Baseball. I'm gonna demonstrate something to you. 2 things you have to be able to do in baseball. 2 things. What that bat at? We got a bat in here. Hold on. Swing. Run. If you can't do run, you can't play in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball.
Get him off my team.
That's why the Cubs gave it to you.
Thanks, Cubs. It's a lot sadder. Oh, that's the saddest thing in the world, bro. He's not a baseball player. He's not a baseball player, bro. My God. Hey, this man pulls a hamstring once every 3 days. How's he get to the bathroom? How does he take a dump in the middle of the night, bro? How, bro? Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.
Welcome to the When You See the
Peace.
Breeze after show.
Go stay classy.